Hello. Now, are we all going to pay? Games aren't looking great. Not a ton of high stakes games running right now. It tends to pick up a bit later, but there is a lot of 200 now running. I want to play. I'm going to play some high volume and high-ish volume. And yeah, expect uh expect less yap. Go as many table. Browser is breaking, so I can't open my own. Free bet sometimes. Down. King 10's kind of funny because we can just the queen and then out at hand. They can still have King Jack, but how much King Jack do they have? They can definitely have. I'm just thinking about if I want to value bet small. Against them. Against like King Queen a lot. Okay, chat is live, more or less set up. Should be able to. To my right up here, we have a pretty weak passive looking player. Therefore, when they limp the blinds, raises. Of course, that raise is a pretty standard thing, but. Crash. By unplugging a cable as I elevate. Okay. Okay, I am 8 tabling right now. That seems like absolutely the max, but if I just disappear into a fugue state and don't reply to the chat, you know why? Nidia player to my direct left makes cut off a lot better for V-pipping against fish. After they lead, I'm going to go for the raise. I have just like a pretty perfect semi-bluff. I have all the sets here. They can definitely have some like Queen 10 of Hearts type nonsense. Even wider than that. As a passive player, they're going to have a little bit more Jack-X. But there are still some runouts where I can cause them pain. Re-raise, we have a easy out. How wild do I believe this Nathan character in the top left is? That turn stab A little dicey, a little reggish, rather than so fishy, but what was that flop float, mate? What was that flop float? Feel like I had the right idea there, mate. That's a pretty wild float on that board. I know I went really small. That's what we want, but no. Not every recreational likes to flat that wide against. That turn, no equity. Whether or not we fire Queen 9 on the river if we brick is interesting, but let's just hit. Let's just hit. And I think a Queen is good enough to jam. A 9 is good enough to like side bluff catch. Exactly what we don't want to see, but I think against a min click they've priced us in. I'm not crazy about that. I think a lot of like 10x, a lot of sets. Oh, lucky me. Left. You could even have the occasional garbage in there, but I'm more interested in shoving. So little left, 6 and yeah, I mean, like shove on the turn fucks me up. Min click, he gave me the price, and it didn't work out for him. So lucky me. Fundamental errors, lad. Oh boy. God, they're so tight from early position. I just should not have 3-bet this guy. Yeah, I'm just holding it. That sucks. Wow, lucky. Fuck. King suited, free, well, not free rolling, but running well. Oh, come on, come on. Yes, finally, Ace King getting a steal. Let's do it again. Nah, not again. Oh no, not that way. Gotta be careful what you wish for. This 10-10 looks really weird because this hits them, but like this is just so vulnerable. And what am I doing? Check folding? I think it's just one of those like equity run it against their bullshit. But kind of funky one. The bot profile. Bluff, get it through. Rakeback grinder is a derogatory term that people use for someone who's trying to break even and then make money from the commission they get from the site. You know, you pay rake, get some amount of that back. Basically, break even regs who play a lot of volume. But it's sort of a joke. It's just there's the 4-hour rake race on coin poker. So there's a lot of people who play like 12 tables, whether or not that's best for their win rate, just to win the leaderboard. There aren't many fish around, but there's a lot of regs who I think are playing too many hands to be paying attention to me. And I can kind of throw some funky stuff at them and just get through without resistance, plus pick up on when they give some things off. That's the idea. Of course, here I am streaming and playing 8 tables myself, so... And I do have to lock in. Face a raise. Bot profile. And they are just going to have a jack a lot when they take this line, but I have one of them go anyway. I don't think I can rip and get called by a worse. King diamond. Okay, that's where I can get rid of this hand. But I also have kings. I have ace king. They keep bluffing. Oh, where the fuck did that table go? Check raise with a mid-strength flush draw. MIDI from the button. Example, Rakeback shenanigan. And now on the top, essentially representing overpairs and strong jack X, which is like the bottom of my value range. And we hit showdown on the river, we will take it and just pray we run into some weird like 5-4 merge, but it does feel like ace jack and we check lose a lot. It'd also be like a miss nut flush draw, so bluffing is kind of nuts. And it was king jack. Sure. Ace queen of spades, sort of bottom of range, defend against a small 4-bet, and we hope to just not aces kings, ace king all day, which is a big ask at 100 L, but we have a fairly active player on the whole, so I think on this board I'm going to have to pray and see. Half a bet on the flop is crazy. If they show me something other than kings, I'll be really impressed. It's, again, such an unusual size that... Oh boy. This is too many tables popping up on the left. Now I'm hoping that they have queens or jacks and I block it, so like a rip on the turn is pretty fucking crazy. Or that they just 4-bet me with some total nonsense, which is all a little hard to believe. Look, my gut says fold, I'll just let them show it to me. And if it ends up being a whale who just shows up with ace-5, like, that's where I get owned, but... Kings? Just, yeah, there we go. Okay, I did have to trust that profile read, 8-6 offsuit. Sometimes the relevant thing isn't theory. I think they are the mark at the table, more or less, so I probably could have assumed. Coin runs low stakes. So again, they're not a sponsor or anything, just to be clear. I don't recommend anyone play online poker. Oh, low stakes world championship? Oh, no, sorry, I misread your question. No, it's not a world stakes, not a low stakes championship. They just have this in general. They're doing a PLO thing. I'm just playing Hold'em because that's my game. But this is, I'm not playing the world championships. It's just a skin they have. They found the king queen suited shove. That's pretty wild to me. Cycle. Oh, we scoop both. Okay, nice. Oy vey. And occasionally scanning lobby, just to spend my time grinding L tables. Ace on the river sucks multi-way when it makes up so much of the checking range. In like 3 players, you can walk all of it. Miraculously, like this queen jack, like checking down's kind of unusual. King 5, looking to like bet thin to get them to call worse than ace x and fold it by river. Also clean up a bunch of equity on the turn. Go bigger. I mean, obviously there's other stuff they can call, but bluffing into like a range very protected by ace x from this guy is not super appealing. And we face the raise, they just have it a lot. We don't really have a decision without a diamond. One, two, 5 table going. I would like to play as many hands as I can with Skyfall character. Ideas. They're just like tight pre, then aggro post. Spirit. I mean, if there are bots on here, and I suspect there are a number of them, I guess their incentive is that they can win the rakeboard race a lot. Then they're just stealing it from an actual human reg, so it's kind of fucked up. Ozzy. Very deep here with the 6-7 suited. Don't know if we're deep enough that it starts becoming like a preferred 4-bet though. Don't you growl at me, dog. Five's a nice. Booyah, 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 booyah. Millie, push. Yeah, this. Too much action. Boom. Many hands, man. How the hell do you give up the ace of clubs there, isn't it? Weird one. Three bet with ace queen good, kind of incorrect behind. Against the 5-bet, I can just leave. Well, sorry, it is a flatter than a 3-bet, than a 4-bet. So I just don't think this is the hand to go for. Like two ranges, they can all just have aces, kings, ace king. It's pretty dicey. Like unless if I shove, Peyo's meant to fold ace king a lot. Unless people are folding ace king, folding something like this would be absolutely crazy. So I need people to be like really wide, and then shoving would just be my least bad option. Yeah, rip and going into that is just hell world and pretty much the state of it. Like you never want to call. I don't even know if Jacks calls. In my opinion, you can do better than Ignition and Coin in the States, in most states. Ignition's overrun with bots. Coin looks juicy. I wouldn't recommend any poker site. Up to you. Do your own research. I have access to both. I'm playing coin poker. Make of that what you will. It's a min bet. King Jack is a hard to let go of. Look at that. Backdoors. I think we have like 10 outs. And can randomly beat King 10 sometimes. I am tempted to call this river, but based on the sizing they're using, I won't, because I think it's more mergy than like trash heavy. Show me Queen 10. I can lose. But I think they have 7x in range and kind of 9x. Weird merges. It is really tempting. It's really tempting. But I don't think so. Call is not out of the question because they can have low garbage and be bluffing it. It's just if I think they're putting it in that line. Ugh. 8-7 has backdoors, but it's the worst backdoors in the world. It opens, but we hit 2-pair. That's pretty nice. How do I want to go about targeting ace queen, ace king is my main question. And now I don't really know. They have a low C bet. I'm just going to go for... Bad river for me. Dirty show. Bad. And very likely calling that river. Who knows? You know, blocking straights, it's like the perfect river call. Rather have that than a jack, pretty much. The guy I made a group with to battle the bots ran into some personal life crises. And so right as I was launching it, he just had to handle that stuff, and so we disbanded it. There also wasn't a crazy amount of interest, so I wasn't that motivated to push for it. And without the vision and work he was doing, you know, I just want to play. I don't want to spend all day just combing through and like figuring out who's bots and who's not. It really did require an organized project. Like when I made the video, I made that pretty clear. So just fortunately, out. He still believes there's opportunity there. Like he was playing a ton right now, that's where he'd be looking to go. Like in an organized group. So, and again, like I'm seeing the same. Like I play bots on every site. They're on every site. They're in this pool. I see them around. On Ignition, the problem is it's hard to tell the bots from the fake bots from the regs. And again, it's not poker. I want to sit here and just play confident poker where I can actually go, this human being is playing this way, and I figured something out. So, yeah, the biggest problem with the bots is that it's miserable to play them. Not that you can't beat them. Like they're losing. They're losing in most pools, which begs a lot of questions. Yeah. We found the perfect check raise bluff. Snap me off. Sure, okay. Well, I'm not doing that with every ace of hearts hand, brother, so I don't think I'm too out of line with the selection I made. Possible I could still overdo it even with pickiness. We get check raised and we got a pretty interesting board. They can still have queen jack, jacks threes, some king jack, obviously like lower flushes. 10-9 suited, I suppose. So our hand's not exactly nutted. I'm just thinking like, do I want to raise against a set? Does that make sense? I'm gonna just make it my cooldown. This guy's meant to show up with Jack 10. He's meant to show up with tens with a diamond. Obviously, we're not folding this one. If they block, what do I do? I mean, I'm just fucking calling. Unfortunate, we just had the hand for it. Raise, actually. Like this account here, Boss Biden, he's a bot I see on multiple networks. 99.9% sure. Either that or just like a human bot who's the most boring player of all time. But they're around. They're around for years. I've seen this guy here coming and going absolutely forever, playing like stupid volume. So, like, the bots can get away with it because they're like break even to losing, adding liquidity to the site. And like I've mentioned in other videos, who knows if they make deals with the sites or they just make themselves like a small enough issue that it's safe to ignore them. Because none of the regs really care or are complaining. Like, I'd rather have this guy here. I mean, look at this bull. 16, 13, 4. Just don't pay him. Figure out the tricky shit that these fuckers do. Jamming was, of course, an option with Ace of Hearts 9x because I'm representing that I have a bunch of nut flushes there, so I've got a bunch of nuts. I block their nuts. Shoving's an option. What I was thinking is that I'm not simply playing my like there is some shoving I should be shoving. There should be RNG to get some bluff in there because I will shove a bunch of nut flushes. But I'm also going to be betting sets and straight draws still potentially. If it just boils down to nut flush or nothing, shove might just be best. Though it seemed like he was just snapping off tens with a heart and folding everything else. He might have folded if I'd shoved. I suppose it's possible. But for the pot size bet, there was not even a consideration, which is pretty wackadoo to me. Curious what he my range to be. Problem with this hand is a jack is like a bad card. Like it's not value bettable. gonna say this guy 4-bet sufficiently to put me in actual need to defend spot, and we pretty well. Oh, haven't we done well? We have some jacks, some aces. Those hands broadly want to call. We're not even like that worried about flush draws. And we have a lot of like weaker ace X. We've got like Jack X of hearts. We have some ace king. So there's some raising, but there's not a lot of raising. I feel like this guy's aggressive enough on river. I was thinking about shoving, but he could actually have like queen 10 suited type stuff. Keep shoving like ace queen on this river, I think, for me. Shove and call seem really close on the turn. I've still got aces protecting me, so like it's not like I'm capped here. Like no one really thinks I'm capped there. So it's almost like a trade-off of let him bluff versus like fold out a flush draw. I don't think he's betting turn to like check fold ace queen on the river. That seems unlikely. That would be a nightmare. Nine's not the craziest 4-bet, but I'm not especially if he is just gonna shovel the like king queen of spades, but like I'm not really getting value from that. Like nines really wants extra 3-bet folds, I think, more than it's gonna get excited about jams because it just flips when it gets jammed on. Never ahead, unless they start shoving like like every low suited. Oh, don't know. Showing that table. Okay, action drying up, brain fried. Gonna call this one. Maybe see you later.